Welcome to Section 2 of the PREP video tutorial on navigating the school system. In this video, we will learn the best way to communicate with teachers and schools. This video tutorial is provided by PREP, the Parental Readiness and Empowerment Program, an initiative of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under Law. The purpose of PREP is to improve student performance, reduce the achievement gap, and provide access to equal educational opportunities. We work to help parents become more involved with their children's education. We provide parent advocacy guides, workshops, and educational consultation clinics, along with webinars and video tutorials. We also work to ensure that parents have the tools to advocate for their children so that they have access to a quality education and greater educational opportunity. We offer helpful information, not legal advice. We try to be accurate, but rules can change and may vary by state and district. Being able to effectively communicate is extremely important to navigate the school system. If your child is having a problem at school, bringing the problem to someone's attention is the first step. If you don't bring up the problem in the correct way, your problem is less likely to be solved. This section will briefly go over effective communication techniques. If you still want more information about communication skills building after this section, watch our previous video on parent advocacy at prepparents.org or check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/prepparents. In advocating for your child, there are certain communication styles you can use to best get across your message when your child has an issue at school. Here are 3 ways you can communicate a message. You can either be aggressive, assertive, or passive. Aggressive communication means you are being pushy and forceful. Assertive communication means you come across as confident and firm. Passive communication means you might be a pushover and won't get the outcome you want. If your style is passive, you may seem to be too easygoing. You want to be sure others know that your thoughts and feelings are important. If you're too passive, others may disregard your needs. But be careful to be assertive without being aggressive. Aggression damages trust and mutual respect. The best and most effective way to communicate with teachers in your child's school is to be assertive. Let's go through some examples of these communication styles. Here's the situation. Mai has been waiting in a long line at the parent registration table. Mai is next in line when someone cuts in front of her. First, she responds passively. And says, "Oh well, I'll just be next anyway. It won't hurt for me to wait a little longer." What's wrong with being passive? It doesn't address the issue, and you won't get what you want if you don't speak up for it. Now, Mai responds aggressively. Mai says, "Hey, get back. I was next." What's wrong with being aggressive? Attacking the other person will make them defensive, and it still might not get what you want. Finally, Mai is assertive. And she says, "Excuse me, I have been waiting in line. I believe I am next." Why is being assertive a better approach to take? Responding assertively does not attack the other person, and you will stand up for what you want. So let's get some practice in and take a quiz. Check out the following examples and decide if the person acted aggressively, passively, or assertively. A new school year is underway, and you don't like the teaching methods of your child's teacher. You stop by the classroom and tell the teacher, "I don't think you know how to teach this class correctly. Her last teacher knew what she was doing. My child isn't learning anything from you." And the teacher responds, "We're doing everything we can. Sorry, I'm not your child's last teacher." Was this parent's behavior aggressive, assertive, or passive? The correct answer is aggressive. Telling the teacher your child is not learning anything from her is too aggressive. It attacks the teacher and doesn't help your child. A better approach might be to suggest to the teacher the best ways your child learned in the past and ask what you can do to help. Now let's see a second example. You have been calling your child's teacher for weeks to find out about your child's progress and haven't heard anything back. When you finally reach him, you ask to work together to improve communication and if sending emails are better than voicemail messages. The teacher apologizes and tells you about your child's progress and adds that the better way to get in touch with him is through email or text. Was this parent's behavior aggressive, assertive, or passive? The correct answer is assertive. This is an assertive way of communicating because it addresses the issue and proposes a solution without blaming the teacher. Now let's look at the next example. You would like your child to be tested for special education services, but the teacher keeps putting it off and hasn't filled out the paperwork yet. It's been 3 weeks. So you go to speak with your child's teacher and you tell her, "I know you're busy, but whenever you fill out that paperwork is fine." And the teacher tells you, "Great, I think I'll need a few weeks now that report cards are done." Was this parent's behavior aggressive, assertive, or passive? The correct answer is passive. Telling the teacher she can have as much time as she wants to fill out some paperwork is taking away valuable time that your child could be receiving extra services if he or she qualifies for special education. To make this assertive, instead say, "I know you've been very busy, and I know we both want the best for my child. Is Friday a reasonable deadline for me to come pick the paperwork up?" This is assertive communication since it provides a solution without being pushy. Congratulations! You finished section 2. Remember that it is important to be assertive with whoever you are talking to when attempting to solve a problem. Being too aggressive could make people less likely to help you, and being too passive won't get your message across. Stay tuned for section 3 on addressing issues at school.